Squid Games, I could easily survive.
So I just finished a new season of Squid Game. For the record, 7.8 out of
7.8 out of 10. Better than that, Derek. I would rate season 2 better than season 1. Genuinely. Plot-wise. I would rate season 1 like a 9. Season 2 is like a 9.2.
But as I was watching this new season, my mind couldn't help but wander. I couldn't help but think, what if Squid Game was real? What if I lived in South Korea? What if I was in Squid Game?
I was talking about the odds that I would survive Squid Games the other stream. I would give myself say it's just a random accumulation of the games from Squid Games 1 and Squid Games 2 combined in one winner. I'd give myself a 4% chance. What percent are you guys giving yourself? Higher than what's 1 out of 456? So your base statistical percentage would be 0.2%. But I think I would have like 4% off of skill. Because a lot of it's luck, but there are people that it's like they're definitively losing, right? If you're old, you're not winning, regardless of how you see it. If you're like over the age of 60, you're dying because whoever you're fighting in the end is probably going to kill you.
Instead of an action movie, horror movie, or horror game, I'll be going over how I would survive every single game in Squid Game. Yeah.
All right, spoilers.
The series is back for like the sixth time or something. I don't know. Giving you my strategy, my game plan, my thought process. However,
okay, if I'm in Mingle, I am killing people. Okay, if I'm in Mingle, I'm saying this right now, that is the game that I'm most confident in winning. I would team up with like 2 people, and if we needed like 1, we split up. If we need 3, we're good. If we need 2 people per room, I would go off, right? I would be the better man, and I would say, you 2 go find a room. I would go up to the smallest person I could find and just grab them. and just throw them in the room, and I'd go, I kept you alive, you're welcome. And then her friend would get shot, or his friend would get shot, and I'd go, sorry, that's how the cookie crumbles. And then we'd fucking go back out. That's the play. Bro, if you're in Mingle, and it's, I'm not even gonna try and sing the song because that's gonna sound fucked up. I'll play the song. Is it copyrighted? This shit, where it's like, and they're spinning. Freeze! 3. And I'm with one other guy. I'm literally turning, and that old lady that's 65, ooh, on the shoulder, ooh, grab her, right? Just taking her, right? And I'm just running into the fucking door. I don't care, bro. Anybody else that she's with, sorry, you're dying, right? I'm fucking... boom! And say my other friend grabs him. Say it's 3. Oh, shit. The fucking sun's coming at me. Bam! Right to the fucking nose. Boom! Knock him the fuck out. Sorry, pal. You're getting shot today. And then I fucking go and then we survive.
Rules for this one. I have to go into these games clueless. I have no insider info.
Yeah, no insider info for sure. Because you would have to put yourself in the position of somebody that's playing the game that does not know what's next.
Oh, I'm not smart enough to predict the games. Nothing. So in short, I have not played these games before. And the first game I'll be starting with is...
Yo, if you die in red light, green light, you're an idiot. Yo, outside of motherfuckers foiling your plan and pushing you, you're a dumbass if you die during red light, green light. I think the biggest way people always die during red light, green light is when somebody gets shot, they like jolt and then they get shot. You just got to be like Frozone, bitch. I'm just going to be like, burp, burp.
You guys know the game, the most iconic one from the show, the first one they played, and we all played it growing up. This one is probably the easiest of the games I'm going to go over in this video.
What if you push somebody? Well, in red light, green light, they never know they're playing for money. And if I'm stuck playing till the end, and I knew that prior, I would get behind the biggest guys and push them.
All we gotta do is make it across the field before the timer ends and stop every time the doll says to.
Yeah, they do. They don't know they're playing for money in the first games. Oh, no, they know they're playing for money. They don't know that the deaths equal money in both ones. That's true. In both ones, they do not know that the people they kill ups the amount of money they get. They do not know that. If you say they do, you have not watched the show or you did not read it correctly because you're fucking stupid. In the show, I'm spoiling it. When Thanos pushes those 3 people and he goes, ooh, and he freezes, you can find editor include that clip where he's like, he murders them for fun, right? He knows they're playing for money. He doesn't know that them dying makes him more money. He killed them for fun. He was a psychopath. They find out after the first game. I love Thanos. Duh, Thanos is one of the best characters in the game.
There are some challenges, some obstacles I gotta take into consideration when doing this.
Who is Thanos? You gotta watch season 2, bro.
Firstly, the initial shock.
And I love when you watch it in sub and then he speaks English. And he goes, oh, what's up? My name is Thanos. And then he goes back to talking Korean.
Obviously, at some point during the game, someone's gonna goof around and move. Maybe they tripped, wanted to check the time, had to scratch their ball, something. All I know is someone gonna move and we gonna hear a pop. And when we do hear that pop, it's gonna send a lot of people into a panic. Which begs the question.
Yeah, how much you gotta move for them to shoot you? Like, what if I'm going... like it's got to just scan me.
How much movement is considered movement? Obviously, I know I'm not allowed to go into a full sprint when it's red like the people who just ran away. But what I'm asking is, when the first elimination happens and some people get scared, what's the difference between me shaking nervously like this girl who got popped and me straight up flinching like the sun did? Not saying I'm gonna do either. I'm not no scaredy cat. I'm just saying it might get cold.
I think it's the off chance that the computer recognizes your movement. That it's literally just chance. You don't move. If you move a little bit, the computer might not see you.
Second thing to take into consideration, the people around me. In this game, you're literally playing with 455 other people who are all...
And I'm murdering people at the night, dude. If I'm there till the end, yo, I don't even care that puts a target on my back. I'm getting 5 people and I'm going, dude, we're just shanking motherfuckers at night. Like every night, dude, on the hour. Fuck it. Bro, that's how you live, though. You gotta eliminate the competition.
All competing for money. And these people, let me just tell you, this ain't like grabbing your average Joe Schmo off the street and telling
you got it. Really, the best strategy, I mean, it's kind of hard because the people that are gonna be best at the challenges are usually the young people that are in the best shape and everything. But, like, kill them at night. When they're asleep, you go, and they're like... And then you stab them to death with a fork. And then the next game, they're not your competition anymore.
Telling them to compete. No. These people are poor. I'm not even being mean. They're broker than broke. They're in debt.
Yeah, they're in like, I think, what is the average person like? I think in each game, it's like they're over 100 million won in debt. Each of them are around like 50,000 to like 2 million in debt.
Whether it was their parlays weren't hitting, that hot 2 coin pump and dump, or a few bad decisions led up to them using that fent, it don't matter how they became broke. They got slapped to be here. And again, we are competing for money. People who aren't in this much debt are already out here doing some
MG coin.
Some strange things for money. So best believe amongst these 455 people, some of them are definitely going to be willing to do some egregious things for that cheese. Meaning in this situation, I gotta...
Yo, I fucking hated this kid. Oh, loved her. Hated this guy. Oh, so fucking annoying.
I gotta see every single one of them as an op. Except 222 and 149. Everyone else though, I'm assuming they out to get me. So immediately after the initial shock, first thing I'm gonna do is stay at the very back of the group and all the way to the far left side. That way no one can push me from behind. And I also
oh my God,
have
that's the clip.
Someone in front of me to cover any potential shivering I might do from the cold. And the good thing about this is this also puts me in a position to attack. Maybe I decide I really want that money. For what reason? I don't know. I'm a grown man. I got bills to pay, manga to buy. I don't know. I need the money. And thankfully, this strategy puts me in a position to do a little shoving, a little pushing, maybe even pull out the forbidden move.
I would be nervous about pushing somebody though, because if you push them too late, then you're moving while they're moving, and then you're also dying. So I probably actually wouldn't push anybody. I would just ensure that I wouldn't be able to be pushed.
I'ma do what I need to do, because red light, green light, I'm bodying this one. Now the second game, that might be a little more tricky.
I think there's a high chance I would die in the cookie game. I don't have good patience, and I would be shaking because you know that you're going to die. So you would be like, and I think this is one of the games they portray very badly, because I understand it's a thick cookie, but a lot of people survive in this game. And I would genuinely, if you put 100 people in the cookie game in Squid Games, I think like 90 of them would die. Because even if you have an easy shape, you're going to be like this. Like your hands are going to be like, you're like an 85-year-old man. You're going to be fucking terrified. Like trying to carve out a shape, piss on it. You piss on the cookie.
As a lot of y'all know, in this one, the people playing gotta select one of the 4 shapes on the wall: triangle, circle, star, and umbrella. And once they do, the shape ends up being the one they have to cut out of a cookie. And while some of you may now be thinking, Derek, that sounds way easier than the first one. What were you talking about? How about you let me finish? The cat.
It is not easier, bro. You have a guy pointing a gun at your head, and you have a timer on how long you have to fucking carve out a cookie.
Catch is with this one, the cookies in this game are like my heart. Easy to break. And as you can guess, once the cookies are broken, you get the usual pop pop like the last game. You understand now? This is why you should have listened. Now I'll be honest, this one has to be one of the most terrifying ones in the entire series. Like if you played the Roblox version of this one in Shrimp Game, then you know how scary it can get. That game is unironically the closest we'll get to feeling the terror those characters feel in the show. You'll be carving out your slightly cracked cookie, and then the next second hear little Timmy next to you. No, please, I want my bug. So when I'm in this one, my nerves gonna be at an all-time high. But before we figure out how to get around this one, first we gotta figure out which shape am I gonna get. Obviously the hardest shapes are the star and the umbrella, so it'd be better if I choose the triangle or the circle. But
I think circle's the worst.
But walking into this game, I wouldn't know I'm about to cut a cookie, just like the characters in the show, except Sang-woo.
If I didn't know what shape if you didn't know, what shape would you choose? I would probably choose the star. I don't know why, but I feel like I would choose the star. I would probably go either star or triangle. I wouldn't choose circle.
And if I walk into a random room and see 4 shapes on a wall, I'm gonna be honest, triangle and circle are the ones I'm least likely to choose. Circles are too perfect, I could never draw them. And
yeah, I wouldn't pick a boring ass shape.
Come on, bruh. I ain't Illuminati's. So in a real life situation, I'm probably choosing one of the harder ones. Most likely the star. Staryu and Starmie were some of my favorite Pokemons growing up, so it's fitted. Now that
dude, me and Derek, same fucking wavelength here, brother.
I have my cookie, it's time to find a way to cut it. As some of y'all know, to get around the brittleness of the cookie, G-Hud, after sweating from being so nervous, discovered a trick. He found out he could use his saliva as some sort.
I don't know. I think peeing on the cookie might be too much, because then the cookie would crumble from it being too wet. But that a little bit of piss could be a good strategy.
Of softener for the cookie in order to cut out his shape more easily. And I gotta give him his flowers, because in this situation, I am not coming up with this. Look, I may love sweets, but the last thing I'm gonna be thinking about in a life or death situation is licking a cookie. I'm not Rod Wave. So that strat is off the table, meaning I gotta do it the old-fashioned way, which may seem more challenging to the average person, but let me give y'all a little tidbit of knowledge about myself. Before I dreamt about being a YouTuber, I actually wanted to be an artist. And I don't mean a singer or a rapper, I mean a Picasso, a Vincent van Gogh, a Leonardo DiCaprio. Check out the art, check out the art. And as you can tell, I was super talented. So regardless of how much pee I got running down my leg, my hand's gonna be as steady as a pole. And steady enough to cut the shape without having to do any of that licking. Pause. So I'm cutting that shape out easily. How am I supposed to prove that to you? Well,
all right, as you guys can
Yo, no, you are not cutting that bitch out.
Cookie looking real clean, looking real nice. As you guys can also tell that there was a touch cookie.
I ain't gonna stall too much. Let's get straight into it, all right? So I'm gonna start that timer.
Y'all rocking with the South Park BJs?
3, 2, 1.
How long do they actually have in the game? Is it 2 minutes? I feel like that's too short.
It's a little harder than I thought. A little harder than I thought. It's all right.
He's about to cut it. Nah, this one would piss me off. This one would piss me off. I mean, maybe not, depending on your team, but the tug of war seems so fucked up because you could just genuinely get put on the worst team. You could just get stuck with a shit team. And that's upsetting. You pick your team. Yeah, but you don't know what challenge is next. So I feel like when you watch the shows, a lot of the guys tend to pick each other, and it's like strong men pick other strong men, and it works for tug of war. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. For Squid Games 2, he'll get into that. You don't want all men for the... What's the one where they're in a circle and it's a rainbow? And you play Dodaki and Goji or Gunji. Not Mingle. 6 legs. The pentathlon, you don't want all guys.
Unlike the other 2 games, this is the first one where I have to work with a team. The game is simple, tug of war. Y'all know there's a rope, both teams pull, one team loses. Very simple stuff. But since it's Squid Game, instead of falling into a pit full of mud or just falling over onto some grass, in this game, you free fall into some concrete. So we don't want to lose this one. And we won't. This one is...
Bro, I would be captain of that bitch. I'm telling you right now. I'd be standing in the middle. I get the heaviest motherfucker in the back. I say, bro, sit on the floor. You sit on the floor, anchor your fucking feet, curl your toes into the carpet. And I'm going to go, heave, heave, heave. And we're going to be on time in, bitch. That's just, because you can't pull. You can't just pull. You got to be, you got to have tension, and then you yank, pause, yank.
All I gotta do is do what most of the winning teams did and pick a team with the strongest people there. And that's it. I most likely won. The only obstacle here is literally if the other team had the main character.
Yeah, but that only works. I mean, yeah, that's why I could easily survive. Like, he's in a situation, I'm in a situation where I'm a dude, so it's like, you could just go, yeah, pick me. But, like, if you're not in shape or you're not a guy, they're not going to want you on their team, and then you don't know what to do. Or if you're old.
And they start pulling out that reverse Michael Jackson lead. That's going to be tough to beat. Besides that, though, easy wins. Bonus points if the other team is full of old and starving people. That'll be a landslide victory.
I don't know. Lights out. Would I genuinely... It depends who I had on my team on whether or not I would try and kill a motherfucker. I would probably... stay really low or really high on the bunks, but they could push the bunks over. So, I don't know. I might just stand in a corner and, like, just wait. You're not a killer. I'm not a killer. But everybody's a killer in life and death. If you're in the face of life and death, you're a murderer. You will kill someone. You say you won't, but you'll literally just become... You will revert back to your animalistic ways and just fucking fight for your life. Some people might run... But when running's not an option, you will fight.
Around this time is when the game makers decide there's a lot of people left. A little too many. So they decide to...
Actually, some people won't. Some people will go, and then they'll just get stabbed to death. But you gotta fight that bitch, bro. You don't want to die. You don't want to die with fear in your gut. You want to die.
I know this isn't a game per se, but it's happened in both seasons, so I'm including. Once the lights are turned off, the dorm the contestants sleep in becomes a
Yeah, I might make a fort.
Bloodbath. Pretty much
like a Fortnite tower.
And I'm not gonna hold you, this one may have me a little startled.
Nah, this scene was creepy as fuck.
These folks are dropping like flies. But although I'm a little scared, I'm making it through the night. Listen, I've played hella shooters and I've seen Revenge of the Sith, so I know how important high ground is in a situation like this. And that's why...
Yeah, but they could just knock you over.
My strategy for this one is to go to one of them top bunks like the old man did. I don't know how he got up there to this day. And if anyone tries to come up, they getting kicked, spat on, pushed. Tell Thanos back up.
Would you kill Brooke? No. If it was me and Brooke, my strategy would be make me and Brooke final 2, and then I would just kill myself. And I'm so serious. Because I wouldn't... Would I want to not die? Yeah. But I also love my girlfriend, and the guilt that would overweigh my body forever, I'd probably just end up killing myself. Like, if I would not be able to get through that. Yeah, right, buddy? No, I'm so serious. Because let's pan out the scenario for the people that are like, no, I'd kill my girlfriend. You kill your girlfriend. Now you're alive and you're out. You're probably just going to be so depressed for the rest of your life. It's going to be terrible. You're going to have overwhelming guilt forever.
I just know in this situation, I'm defending myself unlike... Player 120.
Oh my God, I hate this kid. Nah. This kid is actually Like, definition, he goes to Super Weenie Hut Juniors. Minsu is not a GOAT. He is a loser. Why? Bro. Spoiler alert again. Spoiler alert again. He lets the girl that, like, basically saved his life die right in front of him when he could have just fucking from the top ropes fucking boom, boom, just fucking literally paralyzed the guy. He was scared. Oh my God. Suck it up, buddy. You're watching your fucking friend die. Do something.
You know, in real life, I rarely get mad. Someone could bump into me, accidentally,
and he just goes there and he goes,
step on my shoe. I've been cursed out by crackheads on the regular. But when I was laying on my couch watching this scene, oh my goodness. I almost went Super Saiyan. You are the biggest scaredy cat. The biggest coward. The biggest...
Nah, like, I understand he is in a situation where, like, yeah, fuck it, bro. You're fighting for your life right now. This is terrifying. But, like, he had such an advantage in that scene to where he literally could have saved her life and didn't.
We all thought this dude, after missing that bottle throw, was really...
Right there! Right there!
About to jump from the top rope and RKO this dude.
Yeah! I thought he was about to push the fucking bed frame over and murder him. And he just goes... You literally could have fell on him and killed him.
But we were all wrong. He just sat there and watched. You know, before us, there was two characters that I...
What about you and Daisy? Well, my dog wouldn't be in Squid Games. If Daisy was in Squid Games and somebody killed my dog, I would go on a rampage. I'm telling you, it would be like a fucking last stand.
At least when Sang-woo killed people or let people die, you know he was doing it for the money, for the end goal, for the vision. There was motive. It made sense. But you disgust me. Anyways, where was I?
This game looks scary as shit. This is the worst game to choose.
One with them saying, hot door, hot. And it's another one where I have to work with a team. Boo. Yeah, I know.
I forgot it. No, dude. Another spoiler alert. This whole fucking thing is spoiler alerts. When she walks up, at one point, this girl is like, for the people that don't really give a shit that I'm spoiling and you're not gonna watch the show anyway, she is like so self-absorbed and thinks that she's like she acts like she's a prophet, right? And that she's like all-knowing. And at some point, she walks up to like the fucking nice old grandma and like the pregnant woman and goes, "You guys are gonna suffer a terrible death." And walks away. I would kill her right there. Kill her right there. Right there is where I'm taking a fork out of my lunchbox and I'm fucking stabbing her in the jugular. You're gonna fucking put a curse on me? She put a curse on them. You're gonna put a curse on me? GG's, buddy. What?
But in this one, instead of one game together, you and your teammates play 5 mini games separately. Well, as separate as you can be when your legs are tied together. That's right. Not only are we playing multiple games in this one, but this is also a 6-legged race. We all remember how difficult and annoying the 3-legged race used to be when we were younger. You got some dude slowing you down.
Bro, I'd be pissed as fuck because they all have to do their own task. And if they fail, your whole team dies.
So this one being double the legs and quadruple the people holding you back makes it at least 2 times harder. The 5 mini games we play in this one are Dakji, Stone Toss, Gongi, Spin the Top, and Jeggy. And thankfully,
I don't even know which one I would choose. Okay, Dachi is you just have to throw one and flip the other one over.
Stone Toss.
That you have to knock over a stone.
Gongi.
That's the fuck. I don't even know how to explain this game. This is the hardest game in the fucking world. I couldn't do spin the top. I don't have the patience for that.
Top and
I could maybe do this. That's just volleying. You have to volley like a little twirly thing. I'd probably do this or the fucking Dajaki.
And thankfully, as a team, we at the very least get to decide who plays what. And honestly, I can do any of the games. It don't really matter. But give me Stone Toss. I'll take Stone Toss. You know, I used to play baseball.
Nah, Stone Toss is scary because if you miss, your whole team has to go pick up the fucking rock and then walk back.
Back in like 09, check out the trophy. When it comes to throwing, I got it. Except when it comes to throwing the game. All right. After we decide which game I'm gonna do, it really just depends on my team. And if I had to make one, this would be the dream team. I do 120 Hyunju for Motivation and Jeggy, me on Stone Toss, 222 on Dokji, gotta protect her, 149 on Gongi. Now I know Daeho is better at it, but come on, bro. That's Granny. We gotta make sure she's good. And finally, the final...
Bro, she's like my favorite character, dude. Like, honestly.
Finally, the final member, the front man for the spinning top.
And when she goes up to her son and she's like, if you vote for the games to continue, I will hang myself right here. And he just looks at her and goes...
Game. So the pentathlon, we're bodying that.
Mingle, I'm crushing Mingle. This would be my all-star performance. Because I would get to the fucking areas quickly, and I would have no problem getting the amount of people. If there's too many people, oh my God, I'm saying open that fucking door up. Open that fucking door up. And then say it needs 5 people and we got 6. I'm getting 3 people to go, whoop, whoop, heave, and fucking chuck some dumbass out of the fucking door and then shut the door.
Probably the most popular game since the original red light, green light, and it's also the most chaotic. We all sit on a spinning carousel that eventually stops, and when it does, the announcer says the number that me and some participants would have to fill a room within 30 seconds. That is not a lot of time. The number of people in the room has to be the exact number. Can't be too high or too low, because if it is, you get popped. And what happens if you don't make it into a room? Well... Now, I've seen a lot of people on the internet say they're dying in this. It's too chaotic, too much going on. You need social...
Not dying in this. I need social skills for shit, bro. I'm getting in there. You literally have to have 4 people that you can... 4 people total that you can work with. And you could... Actually, 5 is best. 5 people total, because then you could split into different groups. And if it's ever 4... and you have 5 people, you could go 3-2 and have 2 people get 2 people and 3 people get 1 person. And then it just ensures, because then you have the numbers to get people with you.
While most people are worried about making alliances and trying to go into...
Fuck that! I hope Derek says the shit that I'm about to say. Bro, fuck alliances. Grab a motherfucker by their ankles and fucking pull him into the room and say, I just saved your life, don't bitch.
You go with him, I'll go with her. Nah, forget that. I'ma worry about me. My number 1 priority in this one is getting into a room on my own. Like I said earlier, I don't trust anybody here. I ain't trying to get left behind like the shaman, and I ain't trying to have Thanos hit me with the you out, let's go. So I'm gonna avoid that whole group stuff entirely. And since I'm on my own, I don't gotta deal with the burden of having social skills to team up with people. Now you're probably like, what do you...
Yeah, but then you could get fucked over. The problem with being straight solo is other teams can do to you what you would do to them.
How are you supposed to win? I got this. Don't worry. Let's say the announcer yells out 10. All I gotta do is look around the carousel for a group that has that exact number and follow them. I'll trail behind them as they search for a room.
And then trip one.
And right before they go in...
Bro, Derek, you're not fucking... Yo, you're not counting the 10, bro. You're telling me you need 10 people and you're gonna track a group that has exactly 10?
I'll trail behind them as they search for a room, and right before they go in, I'll pull a player 51 and tackle the last one out the way. Then I'll pull a 3-3-3, lock the door, and secure my spy as
but then they might kick you out.
number 10 instead of them. It's gonna be like the Uni scene all over again, but I made it, so... I'm sorry, 120. Oh, but what if they're too big for you to tackle them? Simple. While I'm trailing behind the last one, all I gotta do is pull a...
Is that the band New Jeans right behind us all of a sudden, right now, right behind us?
And at least one of them last dudes definitely gonna turn around. And I don't blame them. How sweet is a vibe? Then I just repeat that strat for 4 more rounds, and that's Mingle. Only thing that can stop me here is if I get in the hole.
I would just pull like that AOT sweep kick. You grab them by their shoulder and put your foot in front of their foot and just push with your hand and pull with your leg, and they face plant. And then you just fucking take their spot.
Hey, I was here first. Situation with like the front man or 120. I'm probably not gonna be able to do much with a snap neck.
Marbles is fucked. Marbles is all chance.
This is another difficult one, but not in the same way the cookie one was. Not at all. In this one, just like the last one, we're on teams, specifically teams of 2. So you gotta make sure you get with someone you trust. The goal of the game is to play mini games, and if you're choosing, that lead to your team eventually taking all of the opposing team's marbles. Pretty easy, doesn't seem too bad, right? But the catch is with this one, instead of another pair of people being your opposition, your partner is your opposition. Ah, come on. This is by far the saddest Squid game of them all. I remember watching this episode for the first time back in Big 21, and it literally ruined my whole day. There was the dude who played with his wife, Ji-hun and the old man, Ji-young and Sae-byuk, Sa-woo and Ali. It was just too much. These characters spent so much time.
Yeah, that's what's cooked too, because if you didn't know about it, say me and Brooke were in there, I would so team with Brooke. I would be like, yeah, we have to be on the same team.
Ali. And if it hurt this much as a viewer, it's gonna be even worse when I'm in the game. Cause my partner gonna be somebody that I rock with. 149. You gotta go, my girl. It's gonna be hard to
No, yo, you ain't gonna sacrifice yourself or anything. You just gonna be like, nah, I'm cooking you.
work up the courage. But we gotta play. I ain't trying to die. I know it's messed up, but we gonna have to fleece Granny out her marbles. And since the game is up to us, I'm thinking of a game that requires some steadiness of the hands, like that one throwing game that 101 played. Or Jenga. We gonna have to see if they got that. Either way, Granny's arthritis gonna get the best of her, and they gonna have to pack her up. It's gonna hurt.
Yo, nah, but no, here's the thing that I'm thinking about in my head. If I was in this with Brooke, I would be like, all right, I'll kill myself. But if you don't win, I can't haunt her because she would be dead. That would be hard. I would be hard pressed though. That would be annoying. If I purposefully died, and then like she died the next game, and then I died for no reason. Like if I knew she was gonna make it out, I'd be like, yo, then I'm not even a question.
This is definitely the hardest one I've faced yet. Y'all know how it works. We gotta make it across this glass bridge under a certain amount of time.
Dude, and this is just scary, bro. Scary. Not even just the shattering glass, bro. You're literally parkouring over like your death. This is the hardest, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, by far.
Make it across this glass bridge.
Even if you know the path, making those jumps is
under a certain amount of time, but for every safe tile there.
I've also said, are you able to just, I always thought about this, are you able to just shimmy on this metal pole all the way to the end?
Every safe tile there.
Yeah, why not just shimmy?
There's an identical unsafe tile right next to it. So pretty much every time
tightrope that motherfucker, I ain't think you doing that.
you jump on is a coin toss. And there's 18 jumps. Y'all can do the math on that, but I don't think we all making it. And the hard part about this one is not even the low chance of you surviving. It's the low chance of anyone even going. I played this game on Fortnite and on Roblox, and no one ever goes. Maybe sometimes on Roblox, those are practically toddlers playing, but most of the time, these dudes be so stubborn that they won't even move a millimeter unless someone else does first. And I would know. I'm one of those dudes.
I'd be taking off my shoes and socks and testing with them.
And it's gonna be the same thing in real life. I ain't letting no one capitalize off my sacrifice. So this people not wanting to go thing is definitely going to be an obstacle. On top of that though, I didn't mention this earlier because I didn't think it was gonna be important to bring up, but now it feels relevant.
Honestly, I would be like, let's give one person all of our heaviest objects and they can chuck them at the glass.
Guys, let's remember.
They break at 40 kgs. Oh, is that true? Well, what if you weigh less than 40 kgs? Then you're just lucky.
Everyone here is Korean, and I am not. What if they're racist? If they're willing to take out each other to win, what do you think they're gonna do to the brown one? I pray they aren't, man. Don't feel like I'm back in one of them old stereotypical Korean shops. But instead of the usual hurry up and buy, I'ma hear, hurry up and die. Alright, in all seriousness with this one, only thing that can really save me here is the order. If I'm dead last, maybe I might be able to make it if the people ahead of me get enough tiles right. But if I'm first, right, buddy. I already said earlier I'm not moving, so y'all can clear a path, or I guess we all gonna die. The final game, the most dramatic game, and the most intimate game of them all, because it's a 1v1. In this one, there's a defense and an offense. The offense's goal is to make it to the top of the squid, while the defense has to stop the offense from making it by pushing them out the square. And if neither player wants to do all that, well, you can kill the other guy. You know, this one isn't too shabby. Yeah, the other person against me might be trying to kill me the whole time, but I don't gotta kill them Technically, if I'm on offense, all I gotta do is hit him with a little, hey, where you going? Juke moves and get to the top of the squid. And if I'm on defense, all I gotta do is push them out the square. How am I gonna do that? Simple.
Nah, if I'm on defense, I'm putting them in a chokehold and snapping their neck. I like that. If I'm on offense, I'm doing what he's doing. If I'm on defense and they're like slightly smaller than me, I swear to God, I'm gonna try and like separate their spine from their body. Like I'm like tearing every muscle in my being to just fucking pop their head off like it's a Lego piece.
It could be the front man. It could be Jihan. It could even be Legend Thanos. I told you I keep that fork on me, bro. Back up. Point is, whoever's in front of me, they getting that work. They getting juked. They getting pushed out. It don't matter. Because at the end of the day, I'm winning the Squid Game. Probably. It depends on which games we play and what the games are in season 3. And also if my opponent is 2-2-2. I can't kill her. That was pretty much all the Squid Game games I could go over today.
I don't know. Opponent's 2-2-2. I might. No, because she's a kid. But I'm also thinking, from a realistic standpoint, I don't think that kid's living through that. Surely a miscarriage. Surely a miscarriage. You're in a death game and you're constantly under stress, pain, and getting hurt. That kid's dying. I'm just being real, right? Like that's not that you're not giving birth to that kid. People don't understand how realistically hard Squid Games is. Even in Red Light Green Light, one of the easiest games could lead you to die. Insane hard mental you need to have to live and not shiver is very tough. Oh, for sure. If you see people dying in front of you, see what people running to the door, you might join the pack of people as your brain will be tempted to join them. Yeah, your brain would be tempted to join them, or even like just chance, dude. If you see somebody running to the door, they might run into you, and if they body check you, you move and die. All right, we'll watch this one, then we'll watch your guys' old YouTube videos, then we'll hop into the other show.